going on, YouTube? This is Fish Freak Phil. Just giving you an update on my Cobalt Aquatics C-Vue 40. Trying to show you guys what's going on with the tank since I've gone fallow. It's been a couple of weeks now. Water changes are definitely a breeze. Still running my Aquamax 1.5 protein skimmer on here. Just wanted to show you some of the stuff from the corals. Are looking pretty good. Kind of starting to put them in place for good. Some of the corals I did not glue them down. Kind of just had them on frag plugs and stuff like that. Just kind of hanging out, but I'm starting to slowly but surely actually glue them down in place on the rockscape. Just real quick, if you can see the glass, I talked about this in my previous video. See all that beautiful microfauna? See them all over the place, man. They're just, it's crazy, right? I wish I would have known how this happened. Like, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, they come on your corals and stuff like that, but I did not expect an explosion like this. This is wonderful. This is actually saving me money about not having to actually buy to populate the tank with it. Kind of just went away for a weekend. The tank was fallow at that point, and came back to find a bunch of them on the glass, and they've kind of been pretty much, the population has been pretty much, you can tell, I can tell it's growing a little bit by looking on the glass, but they're everywhere. I've not been scraping the glass. I've been like literally just leaving it, you know, for them to feed off of. When I put the fish in there, they're gonna basically be eating it. I have a spotted mandarin goby, so and my flasher wrasse will make short work of this, and hopefully it's a big enough population where it keeps them pretty fed pretty well, particularly the mandarin. Although the mandarin is eating frozen foods, so that's good. So it doesn't have to rely on microfauna, so it'll be able to eat that and whatever frozen foods I put in there, which is what I feed, a mix of brine shrimp, mysis shrimp, and bloodworms. And the good thing is I have my refugium in the back here, and they are back there on its shado. So that's been pretty good. So at least it's a kind of protected safe haven for them to populate. If I ever get to the point where they eat all the the fish eat all the microfauna in the tank, they have that safe haven in the back area in the sump where they can repopulate, and hopefully they'll come through the return pumps, be blasted back into the tank. A little at a time, but yeah, corals are looking great. I had to move this down because I had this one up here, because it was on a rock when I got it. Wasn't really sure where I wanted to place it. Wasn't too sure about the coloration, if I liked it or not. I'm still not really sure, but as you can see, because of where I had it, had some issues with the lighting. Man, this glass is so dirty I can't even get to it. Can't even show you really the side, but if you look there, had some issues with the lighting because it's part of it was blocked off by its own body. That happens in nature. I mean, that's gonna happen in your tank. You're gonna have shading. I don't care if you run 6 lot, how many bar lights, a bar coming across. At some point in time, there will be shading, and nature takes over. But I moved that here because I wasn't too sure. I have pretty much all the corals I want to put in here except for I'm looking for one specific color. I like different colors in here. I'm looking for a blue, like a really like type, like look at my shirt, or like a really like nice dark, very blue. Like I mean that coral there, in the tank I got it in, it was kind of like that, and it had like a really it extended up to really light blue tips. But my lights are not bringing that out. It's like more looks like more of a almost a greenish, like a tinted green, blue green on there. And you know, corals will do different things under different conditions. I'm not tripping over that, but like I really want just a different color. Like I wanted different colors and textures in my tank. Kind of like when I used to do planet tanks. So if you do planet tanks, you play a lot with different colors and different textures. It's not about just, you know, this color, this, you know, this different, you know, everything grows a certain way. You know, the textures adds something to the aquascape. So that's what I'm kind of playing with. I'm looking for a specific, like not specific, but like a blue, and that's what I feel like I'm missing, and I want to get it, put it up here right now. Right now I have my zoanthids kind of up there for now. Yeah, you can't even see through, but got my zoanthids in there. Yeah, everything's looking pretty dope. Still missing the fish in here. It's not the same, but you know, patience is definitely. You know, everybody talks about patience. Definitely, I'm learning, relearning that, or I should say that point is being driven home for me, because I'm gonna be out with, you know, I'm not gonna have fish in this tank for a couple of more weeks, and in order to, I just gotta trust the process and trust that when it's ready to go, it's ready to go. For this tank, I got, and you can purchase this if you get these filter socks, these extra filter socks from Cobalt Aquatics. You can see the shape of them. They're not your typical filter socks because of the shape. Basically, you pull that out and it drops right back into the caddy. I bought two of these just because, you know, you're gonna need them over time. I've been basically washing out all the filter socks when I do my water changes, putting them back in. But at some point in time, they're gonna, you know, they're like basically glued on there. At some point in time, that's gonna give, or you know, it's just nice to probably just swap them out. Right now, they're not getting that dirty where I need to swap them out. Even when I had the fish, after a good rinsing, they rinse out pretty well. I'm not using any power rinsing or anything like that to clean them out. Yeah, so all is looking pretty dope on here. Yeah, I still feed this tank a little bit because I still have my shrimp and I have crabs in here and stuff like that. So I'll actually, I use a little dropper to feed, and I'll put it right near the shrimp so he knows it's coming, and he will come up and push it out. He'll grab the food, but I also feed the tank just to keep everything on up and up. Kind of watch it, you know, got to give your bacteria something to eat, you know, even though, you know, I can't rely just based on, you know, a couple shrimps and stuff like that they're going to give my bacteria enough to eat. So just so I'm not, you know, somehow resetting the tank or whatever. So yeah, it's going strong. I got, you know, a couple of months in, I absolutely love this tank. You know, I'm happy I did the research I did and I made the decision I made. Absolutely love this tank. You know, so yeah, I think everything's gonna work out all right once I get my fish back in here. I gotta tell you, I'm just like fiending to get them back in here, but the fish are doing dope right now. Everybody is looking fabulous in the quarantine tank. Not a sign of sickness to be found anywhere. Knock on wood. Thank you, Jesus. Can we get an amen? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my bogus Medea rendition, if you will, or act. Anyway, yeah. So everything's looking good, and yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna keep rocking with this and see what happens. Oh, in the just kind of info. I did use some of this Coral Lagoon substrate, right? Brightwell Aquatics. Got from Bulk Reef Supply. This is only a 3-pound bag. Just the back of it. I did a quick pre-rinse in some RO water. I thought, surprisingly, I don't know if you even really need to do much of a pre-rinse, because as soon as I put it in the water, it really does not. I was expecting it to really cloud up the water. It really didn't. And I made sure I turned off the return and everything when I was putting in there. Actually, I got it in like a little cup, and about that deep, and it's only like about 2.5. I got about 2 inches in there, maybe 1.5 inches in there. I forgot what the recommended. They say not to go over 3 inches, I think, in depth. I went to like about 1.5 inches or something like that, or 1.75 inches. But yeah, it said not to exceed 2 inches. So I went about, I think I went like a little bit lower than that, about 1.5 inches. Just, you know, trying something out, see what happens. Some people swear by the fusiums and the fusion muds and substrates and things like that. It's just one more added thing that can, you know, to try out. You know, I don't, you know, I don't have, my tank is not old enough for me to really be able to measure how well something works or not. But you know, if I notice something is working, I like to just leave my systems as they are. I don't know, maybe it needs it, maybe it doesn't need it at all. Maybe just floating the shado back there like I did in my fluval is fine enough. But I figure if I give something back there for the microfauna to kind of breed in, you know, they're gonna eat the shado and then kind of go back into the substrate and multiply, you know, kind of give them, as opposed to just having a piece of bare rock or rubber rock. They'll have a little bit something more substantial to kind of live off of, as well as all the beneficial stuff that these substrates kind of give off. So it wasn't all that much, and it's not hard for me to try. I mean, that's another thing which I love about the sump is the size of it, and that's I keep saying that. But man, if you guys ever get a chance, the opportunity to peep this out in your LFS, just take a look at the sump, the size of the sump. I mean, I've seen a couple of their all-in-ones. I have never seen one for the size. I mean, the sumps are like massive, man. Like, I don't even know how else to tell you that. Like, just like it's great because it allows me to do so much, man. And I mean, with what I still have space, and I'm running. I still have my UV filter running back there. UV running back here, and I still have so much room for like reactors if I want to add like mini reactors in there. It's just crazy room. Anyway, just giving you guys an update. Do your research, try things out, and see what happens. There you are.